celebrating Chinese New Year. And hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeannie and this is Get This Glowing. And if you have never been here before, welcome, welcome. I am so glad that you found us. And if you've been here before, you certainly make the difference to the channel. Thank you so much for coming back time and time again to spend a little bit of your day with me. So I'm really excited to bring you this video today. It is with my good friend over at Ayyyeeeitsamanda. And so last week we had collabed and we had talked about, I believe it was our 5 most disappointing products of this past year, and today we are going to be talking about our 10 products that we have bought during this year, during 2019, that we really have fell in love with, our 10 favorite products of 2019. And so this has been quite the challenge. I'm sure it's been challenging for Amanda because she loves makeup like I do, and it's really hard to just pick 10. And so what I did was I really looked into my collection and I looked into the products that I've purchased this year that I really keep reaching back to, I keep going for again and again and again, and the ones that I just really can't stop using. And these have been basically really since the beginning. I've got some products from way back from the beginning of the year, all the way up to, well, yeah, to recent. So it's been a culmination of the whole year of purchasing, and so these are my top 10 beauty products that have been my favorite purchases of this entire year pretty much. And it's the ones that I just keep going for again and again and again. And some of these have really been shockers to me. I really, even whenever I bought them, I wasn't really sure that I was going to like them when I bought them. But boy, have I been glad that I did. So in no particular order, because they're really in a lot of different categories. So let's just get started. One is the Fenty Beauty. This is the Pro Filt'r Hydrating LongWear Foundation. And for each of these products, I will have them in my description box, but I'll just put the little ticker across the bottom of the screen so that you will know what they cost. This foundation, guys, to me, it is absolutely gorgeous. I have mine in the shade 170, and this is just, I just cannot rave on this foundation enough. So I believe this is the one that has grapeseed oil in it, but it is just a very, it gives your skin a very glowy, dewy look to it. It is so good for those of us who have dry skin. Now, if you don't have dry skin and you have even a normal skin, I think that you would like this if you like a dewy looking foundation. But if you have oily skin, I would definitely say that you probably would not like this foundation because it is a very dewy, radiant type foundation, and I could probably see where this might get a little bit more dewy on those with an oily type skin the longer that you wore it. But for me and my skin type, it's absolutely just gorgeous. It's hydrating, it's moisturizing, there's good skincare benefits in it. It just goes on so beautifully. So this is what it looks like on the skin, and It doesn't leave a tackiness to the skin. It sits down really well. I know that it looks kind of wet still. Well, it is because I haven't rubbed it all the way in. I just wanted you to see kind of what it looked like. So it does have a luminous, radiant, somewhat dewy finish to it. And that's why I say, if you are not a luminous loving, somewhat dewy loving type finish person, then definitely skip it. You won't like this one. But if that is your game when it comes to foundations, by all means, you will love this one. I really have fell in love with the Fenty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Foundation. It is wonderful and it wears very well, and it is long wearing, long lasting. Let's talk about one of these big surprises for me when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. I got this eyeshadow palette. I really didn't expect to love it. There was a lot of shimmers in this eyeshadow palette, and I didn't think that I would end up liking it. And I'm talking about the Charlotte Tilbury Icon palette. So this is what the outside looks like, and this is what the inside looks like. This is by far my favorite Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette. Not only does it have a lot of her standard colors, the pillow talk-ish, rust, maroon, corresponding light pinks, light peaches, the ones that she always throws into her palettes and quite honestly keeps on repeating over and over and over again. The Nordstrom anniversary sale, she did a palette that was basically her signature shades. Now she's got a holiday palette out that is her signature shades. I think I would lose it if she did a palette that was a plum palette, that was just in something. I know she has a quad that is plum shades, but something that is, you know, not in her quad, but maybe a 6 shaded plummy or a 6 shaded, just something other than her peach or her Pillow Talk signature shades. But she keeps coming out with the same thing over and over and over again. It's been done to death. It's like beating a dead horse. I'm so over it. But this one, no, this one's gorgeous. You've got the blues, the greens, the gold. This is a great Charlotte Tilbury palette. And this is basically the only palette that has had any interest for me this year that she has done, other than her holiday palette, the Starry Eyes to Hypnotize or something like that this year. But still, even in that palette, there was most of the palette, say 6 out of 9 shades that were already done in last year's. But this was exciting. This was a palette that she did that was exciting to me. And even though it was a lot of shimmers, and I was kind of worried that I wouldn't be able to put, that was it. It wasn't that I was worried that I wouldn't like it. I was worried that this would be a standalone palette because of the amount of shimmers. But this is a standalone palette. You can take this on vacation, just this one palette, and you can create stunning looks. No worries. This is worth the money. This palette just creates the most beautiful looks, especially on a mature eye. It is just absolutely gorgeous. I have been so pleasantly surprised and so happy to have this in my collection. I love this palette, and I just keep reaching for it and reaching for it am reaching for it. So if I had one Charlotte Tilbury, if I could only keep one of her palettes, definitely this would be the one that I would not want to ever have to give up. I love this palette. Definitely worth the money. It is the best eyeshadow palette I have by her, and it's one of the best products that I have by her. Okay, moving right along. Another thing that I picked up this year that had been on my hit list for a long time was the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. And this Ambient Lighting Palette comes with 3 of their powders, and it comes with dim light, incandescent light, and radiant light. And this is such a good powder palette. You can use them just all 3 together. You can separate them out. The only thing that I can say that I sort of wish that Hourglass would do is maybe come out with this as their medium skin tone shade, and then do this same palette in a light skin tone shade that contained ethereal light, dim light, and incandescent light, and then have another one for deep skin tone shades that definitely contained the radiant light and maybe some even darker shades in it. That would be awesome. So I just wish that instead of having the radiant light, I wish this shade here was replaced by ethereal light. If that were the case, this would be my and fair skin tones perfect powder palette. So if that were to be the case, that would just the absolute best compact powder palette on earth for fair to light skin tone gals. So, but I love this. It's a great palette for travel. I'm so not sorry that I picked this one up. It is really worth the hype. So thankful that I got this. And I just reach for it. I pull for it. It goes with me on vacation every single time. This is just a beautiful finishing powder palette. One of the best things all year that I bought was at Chinese New Year. And I am talking about the MAC Chinese New Year. This is the powder blush duo that they come out with at Chinese New Year. I have used this thing as a mini, very mini face palette. It came with Love Cloud and MAC Melba. You can use the MAC Melba as a bronzer. It is a beautiful bronzer for lighter skinned gals. And that's what I use it for. And so whenever you do that, then this becomes a face palette. And this is awesome. I love this little compact face palette. It is wonderful. And so I cannot wait to see what they're coming out with for Chinese New Year for 2020. So this, I just pull for it all the time. And then these little things went on clearance in the summertime, and you could pick them up for pennies on the dollar. So always go back to your MAC website in the summertime and check and see what these are for. I so wished I would have picked up an extra one in the summertime, because I could have easily put that in a giveaway for my subscribers. I could have, put one back. Let me swatch this so you can see it. I mean, this is just an absolute beautiful, it's supposed to be a blush, but really as a bronzer, it's just absolutely amazing. So here they are together. So there's your MAC Melba and there's your Love Cloud. It's just beautiful. And just to pop it in your purse, and then you've got this really pretty little mirror right here, and you just roll and you've just got the perfect little compact face palette. How easy is that? That was one of the absolute best finds of the whole entire year, and I got that back in February, so that was wonderful. I use this every day now. This is the Giorgio Armani Master Corrector in the shade number 1 Pink. This is such a great under eye corrector that I really do not see this ever being out of my collection. I use it every single day. The texture is just absolutely wonderful. It's the perfect shade to combat your under eyes. It's fabulous. It just really goes into your skin. It's not greasy or thick. It's just the perfect consistency. I just really, really like it. Now, I have been liking the Dragon Beauty that we got in our boxes, but this is so good. So I really, really love that one. The next thing that I've discovered this year that I really feel like I just can't live without is the JOAH Truly Yours Dark Circle Corrector. And I have it in 2 different shades. I have got, this one is in light, which is the darker of the 2, and the other one that I have is a shade called Natural Ivory, which is the lighter one. This is a straight up dupe for Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Away Concealer. It has the same type of delivery mechanism, which is a sponge where you twist up from the bottom, except the only difference is Charlotte Tilbury's creases on me and this one does not. So I love this product. It can be found at CVS, but CVS only, unless you go on the JOAH website, and you can get it there as well. And I think the product, I'll leave it below, but I think it's maybe like a $6 product. So this is so cost effective and it is gorgeous. Love this. So glad I discovered it. There's several things in the JOAH line that are straight up dupes, but my favorite is this and the Blur Activator Mineral Primer, which is a straight up dupe for Hourglass Mineral Veil. 2 money saving products from JOAH that I've discovered this year. Of course, I cannot have a video without mentioning my absolute favorite liquid lipstick, and it's from Kylie Cosmetics and the Cocoa Collection, and this is just the absolute perfect nude for me, and it is called Allergic to BS, and this is just absolutely beautiful. You can wear it with anything. It's just the perfect pinky, nudie, brownie shade. It's just absolutely gorgeous. It just goes with my skin tone. I love it. I've ordered another one. I just don't think I can do without this liquid lip. It's just gorgeous. What I have on today is not this. What I have on today is Huda's Trendsetter that I got as an add-on in my Ipsy bag. But it is really pretty as well, and it's a little bit deeper. But this is my fave. Another thing that I picked up that I love this year is the By Terry. This is the very first By Terry product I have ever tried, and it does not disappoint. This is called the Hyaluronic Tinted Hydra Powder, and this is in Rosy Light. This powder is so good. I would love to get one more color in maybe 02, a natural, more natural color, but I love this Rosy Light powder. It is so finely milled, it just feels like silk. It feels so good to the touch. I could just do this all day, but it has just this nicest, sheerest sheen to it, and it just, I don't know, it just makes you look really good when you use it. You just look better than before, and it really does set your makeup, and it just makes your, it just makes your face look good. I'm really loving this powder. This is just This is just the one powder, it's the powder to be had. I love this powder. And then I finally, guys, I do not know why I did not pick this up. I have a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products, but no, this was the one product that it just didn't look all that great to me. And it is great. And it is the it's the Filmstar Bronze and Glow. It is so good. And I just keep using it and using it and using it and using it. It is so pretty. And in the pan, it just looks like nothing. Like the bronzer doesn't, and I think that's what it was, is like the bronzer doesn't look dark enough. It just looks like it's not going to do anything for you. But it does. It just looks so pretty whenever you put it on. And it's nice because you really can't screw it up. It's just a really pretty, oh, it's so pretty. And so I really love this product, but the highlighter, oh, the highlighter is so good. So this highlighter, especially if you're older and you really want a pretty highlight, but you don't want to look like you are blinging from across the block, you just want it to be something that's beautiful, then this is the palette to be had. It is just gorgeous. And I cannot believe I waited that long to get this. It just makes you look like you just have this healthy glow. And it's just pretty. It's just pretty. Cannot believe I waited so long to pick this up. Oh, and this. She's got that one for the holidays right now. Oh, it's so pretty with this Swarovski. It has those real bougie crystals on top that I cannot say. These anyway, it's got some, the one she has for Christmas has those bougie crystals on top of it. And I can't even say them, they so bougie. But it's beautiful. And it makes me want to get it for the case. Because you know I'll buy something for the packaging. It's beautiful. And then the very last thing that I have that I really am very glad that I got this year, that I think is amazing, is the Jackie Aina times ABH palette. I love this palette. This is right up my alley, right in my wheelhouse. I love a good deep palette. It is so beautiful. And this is the other palette that I just think is the palette to be had this year. This is the one. I love it. So, those are my top 10 picks of my favorite items that I've purchased in 2019. What are yours? What have you bought this year that you just think are the absolute to be had products that you just, if you could only pick 10 items to keep from this year's purchases, what would they be? What would be the ones that you just really love the most? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your picks because I would really love to know what those products are. Just narrowing down to 10, that really says a lot about the ones that you really have been loving. Let me know. I look so forward to hearing from you. Go over to Amanda's channel and check out her 10 picks. I'm sure she's going to have some good ones. I can't wait to see what she picks. And if you haven't subscribed to her channel, then go ahead and subscribe to her channel and give her video a big like. If you're here from Amanda's channel, hi, my name is Jeannie. It's so good to have you here. I'd love if you would click that subscribe button and stick around over here and become part of the Gen X Beautiful team. Well, we just have a ball over here and talk about all things makeup, a little bit of fashion. We talk about Ipsy, we talk about BoxyCharm, we talk about just all kinds of things for the female over here. And so if you like today's video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really helps my channel. If you want to subscribe to the channel, it's really easy. All you got to do is smash that big red subscribe button down below. And don't forget, while you're there, just go ahead and click that post notification bell too. That way, whenever I post something new to the channel, YouTube will give you a reminder. I hope that today finds you happy, healthy, and well. And until next time, smidges everybody. Bye-bye for now.